Hello there. Great, so exciting. For some of you, this Sunday morning is your favorite class of the week. It has space, you have space afterwards, so enjoy. Yesterday there was a bit of a glitch on my channel, so sometimes there's this thing where I can't take my live video to be an uploaded video into my channel. So if ever you go to the site, if you're going in through YouTube and you say, where's it gone? It's not there. It's not at the top of the list. Just search Flow Day 10, because today's the 10th, and it'll still be in the live videos. YouTube sometimes, I don't know what it is. So great. Great, come. So today we're going to be working just how we use our strength to help move our spine. And as always, go at your own pace, go at your own variation of that pose. Somebody told me they were just beginning yesterday and they have something going on with their hip. So listen, you should be really different from left to right. It's normal. It's wonderful. So come. So lie on your back. And just begin, as we always do, by flattening your lower back down. And then arch. Flattening your lower back down. Where's your breath? Arch. And again, flattening down. Arch. Nice. Upper body. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling. And then either leave your head on the floor or round your head up and forward as you reach forward. And then pull your elbows back and lift your shoulders off the floor. Rounding. Arching. Rounding. Arching. One more time. Rounding. Arching. Nice. Lift your right hip. Lift your left hip. Again, you're not rocking the pelvis left to right with your knees. You're doing it with your pelvis. And just push, really push that foot into the floor. Feel the connectivity of your body. So feel like there's a sense of a push to it. And that you're able to push force down through that hip and leg. It's amazing. The amount of force that your feet can take is phenomenal. So just feel that. These are lines of force in the body, and they work really well when you push. Nice. Shoulders. Reach your right arm up, maybe lift your head. Reach your left arm up, maybe lift your head. Really decide the level of neck and spine engagement that works for you today. Nice. Bend both elbows and then squeeze the right hip, right elbow. Squeeze the left hip, left elbow. Just squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Nice. So bring your arms long beside you and I want to lengthen my spine out after all that squeezing. So knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor, and then stretch your right leg long until it floats just above the floor and your leg is strong. You've pushed down into your heel. And then bring your hands to your lower belly and flatten your lower back down. And when you do that, you'll feel the stretch through the front of your leg really increase and you'll feel your abdominal muscles turn on. And then arching, you'll feel the front of your hips like fold and your lower back arch. And just do that. Flattening down. You can bend your knee a little bit if you need to. You're not placing force into the spine that doesn't feel right. Bending your knee, you can get the same sense of the movement without the stretch of your leg. Let's feel that. Flattening down, arching, and really deepen into your breath. Like, how does this move in your body? Nice. Come to center and then drop your left thigh out to the side and bending your right knee, swing it up towards the left. So a gliding twist. And then come back to center and let your right leg float just above the floor. You can have your arms a bit out or you can bend your elbows. Glide towards the right. And then float. You can keep your right knee bent the whole time. You don't have to straighten it out. We're finding your level always. One side might do it, the other side mightn't. And just breathing, flowing, hearing your body as you really warm up the whole side of your belly. Nice. Bend your knee, other side. So stretch the left leg long or keep your knee slightly bent and flatten your lower back down. Just pause there. Feel engagement, stretch through the front of your thigh and really flat into the floor and then arch. Flatten down, arch. It does also feel like my leg is moving long and away from me as I arch. Feel that your leg seems to go further away from you. And then flattening down, your leg seems to get shorter. Bending your knee if you need to. And just hearing that. Arching, flattening. Nice. Come back to center. Drop your right thigh out to the side. Bend your left knee. Glide it up towards your right shoulder. And then swing back to center, stretching out through that left leg. Again, keep your knee bent if you wish. Gliding up and lengthening out. Notice what engages, what's feeling the sense of textures and tones and sensations. And how do you modify this that it's well for you, that there is wholesomeness and wellness in the movement? Nice. One more time. Super cool. Come back to center, both feet to the floor. From here, reach your left arm overhead and rest it on the floor. And then drop both knees over towards the left and land on your left arm and bring your right hand to the floor straight in front of you. And then reach your right leg long so your toes on the floor and your leg is straight and glide as far as you can. So now we're into the deep side of our waist, into our hip. Bend your right knee, tap your elbow. Stretch your leg long, reaching, and as you reach, you'll feel the underside of your body get lighter or even lift off the floor. Bend your knee, tap. So how does your breath move in this pose? How would you get really deep into your belly as you reach, and then as you fold? As you reach, really feel how the belly is as you do this. One more time, reaching long. Pausing there, just super long. You can, if you want, stretch your right arm overhead and just reach like your whole right side of the body is getting longer and longer and longer and longer from your toes to your fingertips. Nice. Bend your knee, bend your elbow, come back to your back. Do you feel different between the left side and the right side? I have this incredible sense of big on the right and quite small on the left. So we're going to change that. So bring your right arm overhead and roll over onto your right arm. Bring your left hand to the floor in front of you. Stretch the left leg long so your toe is on the floor. And then reach as far as you can with your toe. Bend your knee and draw your knee up to your elbow. So as you reach through the belly, feel the sensations of that incredibly, I don't know, it feels like I clean out my hip when I do this. I really meet deep and wonderful structures. And because I'm moving, it just like brushes them out, like hair or something, or who knows. There are actually muscle fibers and they all wonderfully kind of flow together. Nice. One more time, reaching long. And then reach as far as you can with your toes. Maybe reach your left arm overhead, maybe not, depending on your arm. And just get super long. You can still stay super long even if your arm isn't reaching overhead. You'll notice that the lower part of your rib cage is probably off the floor. Nice. And then bend and come back to center. So resting on your back and just pause there. I always want to bring myself back into alignment. And yes, the two sides of my body are the same size again. That's wonderful. So have your feet so they're mat distance apart or a little bit wider than usual. And really push your feet into the floor and feel like they're glued to the floor. And bring your arms a little bit out, maybe at a 45-degree angle. And then bend your right elbow, turn your head towards the left and reach up and over to above your mat. I call it reaching for the alarm clock. So my hand is way out from the corner of my yoga mat and I'm reaching as high and far as I can. My 2 feet are still flat on the floor. And then come back. Both arms wide beside you. And then the other side. Reach for the alarm clock on the right hand side with your left hand. And then come back. So glide from side to side, finding the deep of your belly. Feel how the whole torso is helping you move. Even noticing that lower arm, the arm you're rolling onto, is doing something. It's helping you. Keep pushing your feet flat, connecting into the floor. Nice. And then come back to center. And just pause there. Let that settle. Nice. So rolling over onto your side. And come all the way up into a downward dog, actually. So push back into your downward dog. So your feet are pulling backwards, your hands are pushing down, and you're just finding your length this morning. In the sense of the strength of you, the length of you. Nice. And then drop both knees to the floor. Hands are underneath your shoulders, rounding your back, and then arching your back. And how do you use your deep abdominal muscles as you round, as you arch? Can you feel them stretching as you arch? Can you feel them squeezing as you round? Nice. So stay there, continue to move like that, or lift your knees off the floor. So I've tucked my toes under and I've lifted my knees and they're just literally floating 1 inch off the floor. Now do your cat pose, rounding your back. Again, if this is too strong, just revert back to the normal cat pose, arching your back. Rounding your back, knees are floating maybe. Arching. Rounding. Arching. Nice. Drop your knees to the floor. Round your back. Oh, actually bring your hands a tiny little bit forward. Sit your bum back towards your heels, rounding your back. And then come all the way forward. Stay rounded as you travel forwards and backwards. Drawing back through your spine. Really lift the lower rib cage, the lower belly. Push into your hands to lift even deeper through your spine. Nice. Then the other direction, arching your back. Feel the push of your hands all the way back into your belly. Nice. So continue to just play moving forward and backwards, or lift your knees off the floor. So if you're lifting your knees off the floor, walk your hands a little bit back. Lift your knees off the floor. Rounding, sit your bum back. And then coming forward, maybe arching. So just feeling, what does your spine need? How do you create this movement in your spine? Rounding as you sit back. Arching as you come forward. One more time. Rounding. Arching. Stretch back into your downward dog. Have a bit of a wiggle. Nice. Drop both knees to the floor. Bring your right foot forward. Bring your 2 hands to the floor and then hop your back foot so it's at a 45-degree angle. Bring your right elbow or forearm to your right thigh and bring your left hand to your hip. And so I'm tucking my tailbone under, so I'm squeezing through my bum to push my hips forward. I'm drawing that left shoulder back, and I'm even slightly drawing the right shoulder forward. Nice. Reach down long into your fingers and reach your arm overhead, and then long just beside your ear. Bend your front knee a little bit more. And find that length. So earlier when we were lying on the floor sideways and we stretched down into our leg, find that stretch out of your belly here. Keep your elbow on your thigh or drop your hand down. If you drop your hand down, it will intensify the posture. So choose what's right for you. Reaching, breathing, stretching into that leg from the deep of your belly. Nice. Bring both hands to the floor. Turn your back knee. And then reverse backwards so you're rising up. Bring your right hand to your thigh and cross your left hand across so you're holding onto your chest or your shoulders so your elbow is across the front of your chest. Rounding your back. Bring your elbow down towards your pubic bone. Arching your back. Lean back and look up and forward, upwards. Breathing, rounding, draw your elbow down in the direction of your pubic bone. Arching, looking up. You can do it with both hands or keep your hand on your thigh. Rounding. Arching. Rounding. Arching. Super cool. Both hands to the floor. Bring both knees back. Nice. Step the left foot forward. Turn the back foot at a 45-degree angle. Bring your elbow to your thigh. Forearm to your thigh. Bring your right hand to your hip. Bend your front knee a little bit more. Find that length down into that right leg like we did earlier. So you're reaching deeply down from your belly into your thigh. Your right shoulder's moving back. Your left shoulder's moving a little bit forward. You're squeezing through the buttocks and tucking your tailbone forward. Reach your arm up and over your ear. Stay here, creating length through the whole right side of your body. Or drop your fingers down and lengthen. Really feel that back leg getting longer and longer from the deep of your belly. Nice. Hands to the floor. Drop your back knee. Rising up. Keep your left hand on your thigh. Wrap your right hand to hold onto your shoulder so your elbow's in front of your chest. Round your back and draw your elbow down towards your pubic bone. Arching your back, looking up. Rounding your back. Arching. More as your breath. One more time. Rounding. Arching. If you want, you can do both hands. We'll do it twice more. Rounding. Arching. One more time. Rounding. Arching. Super cool. Bring both hands to the floor. Both knees to the floor. Sit your bum on the floor. Stretch your legs out long. And just roll into your belly. A sense of rolling, connecting, and then roll in the other direction. Hearing your breath, hearing your spine. Nice. So draw your right knee back and hold on to it with your right hand. And then just bend and straighten the left leg. So bring your knee up. Notice what your spine is doing. And the deep of your belly is engaging as we do this. Bend your knee up, stretch it long. Nice, change legs. Hold on to your left knee, your left foot's on the floor. Bend your knee. Bend your knee. Bend your knee. Bend your knee. Great. So stay at that level, or we're going to start to travel with our foot off the floor. So see what you need to do. So we're going to lean back and your right foot's going to lift off the floor. If you don't want to do that, then keep your right foot on the floor. Keep your left foot, if you can, off the floor the whole time. Just see how that is. And then bend your left knee. Stretch it out. Bend your left knee. Stretch it out. Change. Bend your left knee. Stretch the right leg out. 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 So stay there holding onto your knees or reach your hands forward. Right leg straightens. Left leg straightens. Right leg straightens. Left leg straightens. One more time. Whatever version of this you want to do, or reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Lengthening. Hands up towards the ceiling intensifies it like 1,000-fold. Just see what you want to do. Nice. Squeeze both knees in, hug them deeply in. And then bring the soles of your feet together and just round forward to bring your forehead down in the direction of your feet. And you drop your head, truly. We tend to keep holding our head up Can you? Oh, there you go. Drop the back of your head. Nice, rising up. From here, bring both feet to the floor so they're flat on the floor. And then reach both hands over towards the right side. So your right hand travels a bit back and your left hand comes to touch the floor or reaches towards the floor. And then do the same the other side. So left hand behind you, right hand try and touches the floor. Just travel one side, other side. And I'm kind of diving after the hand that's trying to touch the floor. I'm trying to lengthen into the lower back or the back of my rib cage. Next time you come to a side, doesn't matter where you are. So if I'm over towards the right, my right hand is back, my left hand is trying to touch the floor, and just drop your head down. Nice. And then lift your head, bend your elbow, or keep your arm. For me, my elbows and my knees don't really touch, so keep your arm straight and then twist tall. Nice. Change. Over towards the left. Rounding down, your fingertips come to the floor. And then sitting up tall. Keep your arms straight as you sit up tall and lengthen. Nice. Come rest into your child's pose. So coming all the way forward. Resting in. Landing. And feeling your breath. And just notice the whole of you, the sense of movement, flow. And maybe you feel the movement in your face, in your chest, in your belly, in your spine. Maybe you can feel the breath deep in your belly as it pushes into your thighs. And just notice, I always ask the question of myself, really often actually at the end of a practice, did I manage to mind myself in the midst of all the movement that I did? Is there anywhere that I need to take greater care or greater attention in the future? Just slowly rising up and maybe doing a cat pose, maybe a downward dog. Bit of a wiggle. Nice. And then slowly coming up. So nice, guys. How wonderful. Sunday morning. If you're swimming in the sea today, it's very cold. If you're swimming in a frozen lake, oh my God, well done to you. And be well, and I shall see you all tomorrow. How glorious. How lovely.